He's got it back!
Don't hit me in the face next time.
Hello everyone and welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Colette Wong. And as you've seen there, the magic of Istora was once again on full display as the Kapalapi Group Indonesia Open provided us with some memorable performances. There is, of course, plenty to talk about as well, so let's get straight into it. To accompany us through it all today, I am delighted to be joined by India's doubles player, Ashwini Ponnappa. Hi Ashwini, welcome along, thanks for joining us.
Hi Colette, thank you for having me.
Let's start with that tremendous performance by your compatriots Chirag Shetty and Sakwit Sairaj Rankireddy in the men's doubles category, their first ever Super 1000 title. And to win it against a pair they had never beaten before, that must have been extra sweet for them.
For sure, especially since they've lost to them every single time they've played against them. And I don't think there's any better tournament to win than at their first Super 1000. For this match in particular, I felt Satvik and Chirag were very well prepared. Even though they didn't get to the best of start, I felt like they were extremely confident on court. Things that worked in their favor was that they were moving really well. They were very rhythmic in their rotation. They had a lot of confidence and I think they got a lot more shuttles over, and when they got the chance, they made sure to capitalize and finish it. And that definitely helped them today.
The pair did mention that their confidence hit an all-time low after their first round exit in Singapore. However, to then turn it around and win against the pairs that they did en route to the final, their confidence must be sky high now.
I'm sure it is, especially after having come back from a loss. I think they were really gunning to do really well in this tournament. They've won a lot of tournaments in the past and won at each and every level of the tour series. And they haven't had the 1000 and finally they've got it. So I'm pretty sure they're very happy, very excited, and it will definitely give them loads of confidence going into the Olympic year.
It's a wake-up call for us, the last two tournaments. We alert, otherwise we'll be smashed in the first round only.
We stuck to the game plan. I think the first few points we didn't really score that well. We started 5-2 down, but I think in the earlier 8 matches that we played against them, we would have sort of held ourselves back. But we stuck to the plan and we knew, like, even they are humans, they are players. Eventually they will also make a mistake. So we just stuck to the plan, and right till the very end, I think we didn't really give them a chance to come back. I'm really happy. I think we really needed this win.
Another player who had a huge boost in confidence was the women's singles champion Chen Yufei. The Chinese player stopped An Se-yong in the semi-finals before denying fellow Olympic gold medalist Carolina Marin. What stood out for you most about Chen's performance?
I would say one of the things that stood out the most for me is the confidence which she displayed on court and the energy which she displayed on court. She seemed a lot more positive, a lot more energetic, and a lot more proactive with her shots and approach to the games. And in that match against Carolina, she was strong, she was feisty, and at the same time taking chances and attacking at the right places to get points.
我觉得我以为我会非常非常开心，但是我觉得是一种释放吧，释放更比开心更多一些。对，但是我觉得也是，虽然之前输了很多个决赛，很可惜，但是也是因为有这些失利，然后才能造就，也不是造就吧，才能让我在今天有就是更充分的准备吧。确实没有想过自己可以，就是第二局吧，确实没有想过自己能追上去。包括第一局其实后面也是落后，但是我就是当时可能也是想的比较简单，就是一分一分，多拿1分是1分呗，也还有机会嘛，因为还没到最后一个球，所以我就是一直调动自己吧。然后我觉得他到后面确实他不如前面打的耐心，就是我比分追上去之后，可能也给了他一些压力，所以他出现一些失误，对。
Now, we have to talk about Victor Axelsen and his winning return after that hamstring injury. The world #1 even surprised himself at how good he performed. He really didn't look as if he'd been away injured at all, did he? Especially in that final where he made such easy work of local hero Anthony Ginting to win his 3rd straight Indonesia Open title.
Yeah, Victor Axelsen played phenomenally well. Extremely confident, extremely hungry, and you could see it and feel it on court when you watched him play. It's amazing that having come back from that injury, he had that fire and that grit, and it didn't really hold him back. Because quite often when players are getting back from an injury, it takes a while for them to get back into form. But Victor, on the other hand, got back with a bang as soon as he's back from an injury. And yeah, sometimes it's nice to get onto court with a few days, but have that fire and that confidence, because the game is within you. At the end of the day, it's the mental aspect that also helps you push physically.
Obviously, when you play against a player like Anthony Ginting, who is probably technically one of the, if not the best men's singles there is out there, so talented, and obviously I want to play my game plan, and it paid out today. I played in a pretty high pace and I played with a good defense, but obviously it was a tough match to win. I just wanted to give my full effort, and it paid out, and I'm super happy about this.
The Big Dane's performance had definitely captured the hearts of many in Istora, even that of our on-site commentator Chris Langridge, who had picked him to be his player of the tournament. Let's hear from Chris as he shares what exactly about Axelsen's performance stood out for him.
I would say when he's at his very best, he is almost unbeatable when he's at his very best, because when he gets into his rhythm and he gets into his stride and he's confident, I mean, he is phenomenal at the moment. Like, he really is, and he's shown that. And the way he's performed has been really impressive. He's possibly the most professional player on tour, and he's done so well to find a new base for himself, in a totally different part of the world, and to build everything around him and be so professional. And he's found the solution to bringing his family on tour, so they're experiencing this amazing journey with him. He's kind of revolutionised the game in a way. But this is the thing: when you're world number one, you don't have anywhere to go, except for down. He has all the pressure on him. He has all kind of the challenges. Everyone's coming for him. And it's a hard place to be. As crazy as that sounds, world number one's a hard place to be. It's also an amazing place to be. When he is at his best, though, I mean, it is incredible what he can do. It almost looks like man against boy. He's that good at times.
Now, off court, the big news that came out of Istora was that of Lee Zhijia's decision to take a temporary break. The Malaysian dropped this news after his opening round exit to Lakshya Sen, and it was definitely one that shook the badminton world. Here's Chris again to share his thoughts on the news.
I think with sport, it's so complicated because there are so many complexities that people don't always see, and it could be certain issues that players are dealing with on different fronts, and the most important thing is he does what he thinks is right for him, because he's in charge of his career and he's got to do what he thinks is right. I mean, it's sad for badminton because he's such a phenomenal player and he's going to be missed by fans all around the world. He's such a dangerous player when he's really motivated, when he's kind of hungry to succeed. And when I watched him here, it was evident that he wasn't quite the same player. So if I was in his position, I would say the integral thing over the next, let's say, 6 weeks is just to almost strip everything back and start again. Badminton is almost like a war in the match, because if you lose belief, if you lose confidence, if you lose the hunger and you're missing 5%, that's enough to lose a really close game. And he's just got to find that love for the game again. And hopefully, if he takes a short period of time out for it, hopefully he'll find that again.
Lastly, as there are reports suggesting that this could potentially be the final Indonesia Open held at the Istora, our on-site team took the opportunity to ask several players about their favorite aspect of playing there. And it comes as no surprise that the enthusiastic crowd ranked at the top of their list.
我覺得係全世界裏面粉絲最熱切嘅一個地方，佢哋真係好支持，除咗支持佢哋本土運動員，亦都好支持所有運動員，所以每次嚟都覺得好感受到佢哋嘅愛咯。
The noise, it's like nowhere else. It's impossible to explain to somebody in our home country how loud it can be in here, and that's something unique, something special, and makes you want to play here as much as you can.
Oh my goodness. Tai Su-ying, her third Indonesia Open title.
其实真的不太容易适应。我们当时就是亚运的时候，知道会在这个场馆比赛的时候，我们是录了这里的声音回去放在练习的时候去适应。然后记得以前。当时那个场馆还没有整修的时候，他们都会去拍那个板子，然后那个板子都快掉了，就是他们会去拍那个看台上面那个木板， 对对对，然后还有踩那个地上这样蹦蹦蹦蹦。
배드민턴 하기에 제일 좋은 체육관이라고 말할 수 있는 것 같아요. 너무 완벽한 체육관이고 너무 완벽한 관중들과 함께 이렇게 배드민턴을 할 수 있어서 저는 너무 영광이고.
Ya pastinya dengan dukungan penonton juga membuat saya tambah semangat. Jadi bisa lebih enjoy sih di lapangan.
The crowd here, I think it's unmatchable. The way they love the sport, the Indonesians, I think it's incredible, and we really love playing here in Istora. So we will miss this place.
Maybe we'll request BWF not to shift the place. All the players will sit and say like we'll play in only Istora, no other stadium.
Now there's just one more stop left on this Asian leg, and it is none other than the Yonex Taipei Open. Taking place from the 20th to the 25th of June at the Tianmu Arena, it'll be the 6th Super 300 of the calendar. It'll also be the 5th straight tournament for some of the players, like local favorite and defending champion Cho Tian-chin. Ashwini, it'll be perfect, wouldn't it, for him to close out this Asian leg with a home win?
I think it's really amazing that he's chosen to play all the tournaments which are as part of the Asian Tour. Players have been choosing tournaments that they want to play and taking breaks accordingly. But for players who have chosen to play all tournaments as part of the tour is very few. I'm guessing for Chao Tian-chen, having this tournament in his hometown would be important. Probably why he's also pushing himself, and having won in the past, he would be aiming to win it again. So yeah, it's not so easy, but it's really amazing to see him playing everything.
Cho will be playing your compatriot Mithun Manjunath, the winner of this year's Indian National Badminton Championships, in the opening round. What do you think is Mithun's strongest asset that Cho should be wary about?
I think Mithun's strongest aspect is his offense. He's quite good with his smash and moving into the net. But Chao Tian-chen is also good with his smash and good with his court coverage. So it's going to be an exciting match because I don't think they've played each other before. And it's the first round. First round matches are always tricky, and for Mithun going into this tournament, he would be very eager to play against Chao Tian-chen and put on the best performance he can. And for Chao Tian-chen, it would be really important to do really well in front of his home crowd. So it's going to be a very interesting first round.
Lastly, Tai Tzu Ying will also be hoping to take full advantage of playing at home and to get her first title of the year. The 28-year-old has played in 4 tournaments this year, and she's made it to the semi-finals in all but one. And yet there are some online who say that she should call it quits sooner rather than later. What's your take on this, Ashwini?
I'd say being a badminton player in this day and age is very hard, especially because of social media. You have a lot of people with a lot of opinions. We have people who wish well for players but who are also upset when they don't do well. And with Tai Tzu Ying, it hasn't been easy because the women's singles pool has gotten very tough. We've had really good performances from Anseyang, good performance from Yamaguchi, and they've been consistently playing really well. So for Tai Tzu Ying at the Taipei Open, I would say she's got a fairly good draw. One of the players who stood out to me who would give her trouble is Supanida if they get to the quarters and they face each other off. But apart from that, I would say she's got a fairly good, decent chance of winning and performing really well at this tournament.
Well, that unfortunately is all the time we have for this week's episode. But Ashwini, once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Colette.
And for all of you at home, don't forget to catch all the action from the Yonex Taipei Open, starting from the 20th of June all the way through to the 25th. And if you're on the go, fret not. You can catch the latest news, match updates, and statistics through the BWF Badminton app, Badminton For You. And finally, you know the drill. Don't forget to leave your comments, thoughts, and questions on the BWF Facebook and YouTube page. Take care, and bye-bye for now.